Okay, guys, we are back. Thank you for joining me. So you can see how to make that handle that has a lot of depth and texture. We're going to begin with a size I hook for this, okay? And then, of course, you're going to continue to use the same yarn that you did for the bag. We're going to begin with a slip knot or your magic ring. Now, there is no specified number because the stitch that I'm doing does not require, a set multiples. Basically, this is up to you. You're going to do it as long as you want, because if you want a short handle, you're going to have to kind of measure this on your own. I cannot give you measurements for this handle. I've used this technique handle for 2 other bags. Some were long, some weren't. So again, for the sake of this tutorial, I am just going to make it on a smaller scale. Remember, there is no set multiples, right? So I'm just going to say like about, maybe, I'm going to do 16. Yeah. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. You know what? Let me just make 18. All right, there's 2 more, okay? I'm gonna see how that's gonna look. Because remember, I'm making a mini handle for my mini purse. I'm gonna do 20. Okay. Yeah, 21. Yeah, I'm just trying to, so I can just show y'all how the cute little handle's gonna look on the bag. So again, any number that you guys want. Now, to begin this so that we get a nice sturdy foundation, for this, I actually worked in the back stitches, and like if you see it in like the term in crochet instructions, sometimes they'll say, hey, for the base chain, you're going to work on the right side. Sometimes they say the wrong side. When they say the wrong side, that means that you are working on the back end and you're going to work into those humps, okay? So if you look, there's a hump. We're going to do it in the first hump. You're just doing a single crochet. A lot of people will be like, I don't want to work in the back because it's a little hard. They just don't want to do it. It's not my favorite thing, but you get a really clean look rather than work in that first on the right side where you got you feel like you got a whole bunch of holes. You don't get holes really back here. So you're working one single crochet into every, I say, back bump on the wrong side. You're going to do this all the way to the end. And when you get to the end, meet me back here. And then we're going to begin the actual pattern for this handle. Okay, so now I'm going to work my last hump. There we go. My hump, my lovely lady lumps. I think I hated that song. Seemed a little vulgar, but whatever. Anyway, so you see how nice and clean it looks. Now, what I've been told is some people will do, there is a foundation chain that you can work to get this look. Basically, you're doing 2 rows at one time. I never got into it, but nevertheless, here we are. Okay, so now what we want to do is turn our work. And remember, if you had looked at the video where we created that summer canvas bag, right? We basically did the stitch for the rounding or at the top of the bag. So what we're going to do is turn the work. We're going to chain up 1. And now we're going to go ahead and we are going to yarn over, go into the next stitch, pull up a loop, pull it through only the first loop first and then yarn back over and pull through second. This is known as the herringbone half double crochet. Yarn back over, go into the next stitch, pull up a loop and pull it only through the first loop, yarn back over, go through the 2. Yarn over, insert your hook, pull up a loop, pull it through the first loop only, yarn back over, pull through 2, continue to do this all the way to the end, insert your hook, pull up a loop, pull it only through that first loop, yarn back over, pull through 2, yarn over, insert your hook, pull up a loop, pull it only through the first loop, yarn over, pull through 2. Continue to work this. And what I want you to do is when you get to the end, right, you want to make sure you go into that last, that turning chain. You are always going to turn your work and chain up 1 and repeat the same, sequence, the same pattern. And we want to do exactly 4 rows. So we are on the first row of the herringbone half double crochet. We're not counting this as the first row. We're counting this. Okay. After you do this one, you need to do it 3 more times. Okay. And I'll meet you back here. Okay. So once we got the amount of rows that we need, I think I said 4 to 5. Maybe I said 3 to 5. I'm sorry. I'm doing this part in this recording in 2 sessions. Nevertheless, basically, you can do an additional row if you want it thicker, right? Or leave it as is at 4. This is actually 4 rows of, not counting the base, but 4 rows of the herringbone half double crochet. Sorry about that, right? So okay, remember, this is on a smaller scale. So all you're going to do is fold it, right? You see where I'm going with this? You're going to fold it, leave your hook in there. You are going to fold it and then connect it to the opposite side. Because you're going to slip stitch. All right, pull that through. And now, so you're going to have to kind of keep, folding it as you're working down the row, but you're simply slip stitching. That's all you're doing. So once you do that, you're going to go back in, you're connecting, going straight under both sides, under both loops, and you are simply doing a slip stitch all the way, and every single stitch all the way to the end. Okay, it doesn't matter what your gauge is for this, because as I had said in the earlier video, slip stitches are, to me, it was just made to be tight. The stitch itself screams, I want to be tight. Yep, that's what you're doing. You're slip stitching. Hear this when I say this. Now, if you're looking at this and saying, I don't like slip stitching, I'm just going to single crochet mines all the way. Or some of you probably get in your head like, no, I don't want to do that. If we're just going to put it together, I'm just going to break out my needle and do a whip stitch. The slip stitch, because it does tighten it up, it actually does something that the others are not going to do. It begins to curl your handle for you, like a natural curl. And because I made this so short, I'm not sure if it's going to do it on this one, but I will show you another handle that I made, and you'll see what I'm talking about. So basically, you're slip stitching this together. Now, I'm gonna stop for a minute. Do you see why I love this technique of making this handle? This is now super duper, like, look at that. It actually creates, can you guys see that? It creates this beautiful texture. It's super thick. and it's sturdy. Like if you flip it over, look at that. It's almost like it created like a multi-layered braid. So it's not looking like a regular. Let's just take a quick look again at the actual pocketbook. I say pocketbook. That's how y'all know I'm from the north and I'm from a different generation. Because some of y'all be like, a pocketbook? You mean a purse? Yeah. So here, remember, this is the finished product. Look at that. That is absolutely, I'm sorry. I know I'm tooting my own horn, but that is absolutely beautiful, y'all. Look at that. You tell me what technique you know that's going to have it coming looking out like this. And it's a combination. Now, if you're saying, well, Cheyenne, I could have just went ahead and did a couple of rows of single crochets or double crochets or triple double crochets or whatever, and then put it together. I tried that. It doesn't come out as thick and sturdy. Like this is super sturdy. It's super sturdy. And so this curve that you guys are actually seeing on the bag, it's not because I sewed it on like that. The longer you make it, it begins to curl on its own. Okay, so let's go back to finishing my mini little handle, and I'm actually going to show y'all how this looks. But do you get the concept? It's because of the original stitch that I did it in, which is, remember, the herringbone. Think about the herringbone design. Now, yes, I respect you if you're looking at this and saying, this is too much work for a handle. But our beloved Joann's is gone. And if you wanted basically a really good, cheap way of making your own handles, here it is. I literally was just sick to my stomach when I started downsizing in my new apartment and I needed to get rid of things, extra stuff. I know that I kept some of my handles, but they're probably all the way in the back of the storage unit that I can't get to. And I'm going to need my friends to help me pull down some tubs so I don't have an avalanche. Just trying to see, where the remaining, what do you call those? Purse handles are. I did get rid of a lot of ones that I was just like looking at them and I was like, what am I going to do with that? Anyway. Okay, so this is what it looks like. I think I might have messed up. No, I didn't mess up on that stitch. Okay, so once you get to the end, make sure you get all of the stitches at the end. You do your final slip, knot, or slip stitch rather, and cut. Okay, now again, remember, I know y'all gonna be like, that's not curving. I made a mini one. Look at that. I made a really mini one to go on the tutorial that I had did. I probably should have made it longer, but it's like a little mini one. Hold on. Let me see. Look, it's supposed to be a mini one. And then what you would do, you would sew it on. I'm sorry, y'all know y'all like, why is she laughing? Why is she always laughing? I'm sorry, because I'm funny. I'm funny to my own self, and that's all that matters. But basically, you would sew on the inside. So let's just take a look at the original piece. So all I did was stitch it on the inside. I lined it up, and this one I actually made too long. So I kind of had to do a different, you see how I folded it in? But you guys know how to sew it on. Right. And then, or you could have put it on the outside. Maybe you have some of those buckles where, they're like, okay. So, the little gadget on your bra, like, where you're adjusting your strap, you could have sewn that. You guys, again, all I was trying to do was show you how to make the handle. However you put it on, that's up to you. But that's the little mini pocketbook. That's cute. Where's the other one that I did? Hold on. Here's the other one. Yeah, because I had recorded this one and I just didn't like the way I sounded. That is so vain. So I actually did it all over again. And I was like, I want to do it in the yellow. So yeah, I had made two. You guys saw that one. Look at that. Isn't that cute? Those are little mini ones. That is super cute. Yeah. So that's how you make the handle. That's how you make the handle. And I'm telling you, see, like this handle was a little bit longer. So you could see the longer you do it, the more it's going to start to curve on its own. That's the beauty of this technique. It will curve on its own. And here it is in yellow. Let's take a good look at it. Hold on. See, here's the yellow. Yeah. There it is. I don't know why I feel like the white one shows up more. But yeah, that's how you make the handle. So that concludes the full tutorial of this summer canvas bag. There you have it. So I hope that you like this technique. If you try this technique, please let me know. How do you like it? You know, do you agree with me? Is it sturdier? Have you ever seen this type of technique with this exact stitch? I seriously doubt it. And if you say, yes, I have, you're just trying to irritate me. Okay. So again, guys, let me know if you make this and show me your pictures. If you put it in the comments that you've made it, then I'll provide my email. You can send me the picture and I will gladly do a feature post of your work on this channel. Thanks for tuning in. I hope to see you guys soon with another tutorial from Pinky Hooks. Take care of yourselves and God bless.